Alright, everyone. Welcome back to this blind playthrough. Let's see, let me try and remember where we were at. We've got... We know that he was there. He says that someone else killed him while he was behind the corner and he didn't see what happened. He just ended up holding the bag, holding the weapon. This person who can teleport. What were you even doing? Already did this change. What does it say? Need to be careful when I show it right here. It's getting it. Talking about that stuff. Oh, right. Because... the victim was looking for info about the outcast, so she was supposed to know something. We should ask her about the corpse. Okay, I guess we can. Now I'm just confused. Probably something else I was supposed to find before I can move forward with the story. Still don't know what's up with this coffin. Any of this stuff. Sent lots of random stuff to him. Oh, this is the clue. Okay. Look at the bottle. Thinking of drinking this early in the day? I know you're empty inside, but that's no way to drown your thirst. The wine brand of this bottle, it seems familiar. Where did you get this? Oh, that? What a strange thing to ask. I bought it at a nearby store, Maxwell's Marbles. I might have to pay that one a visit then. My, I thought I was joking, but it seemed you're serious about the alcohol. Don't worry, thanks to our conversation, I'm sober now. What if we... Does it let us go? Oh, we can go to the store now. So I probably can't present this to her. But yeah, now I found the store where the wine bottle is. Maxwell's Marbles. Okay. Maybe the real culprit dropped this. And asked about who bought this. April 23rd, 12:20 p.m., Maxwell's Marbles, main room. This is the place. Wine is pretty hard to come by these days. There shouldn't be many places where you can find it. It's not unlikely that I'll find a lead here. A new customer, come in. How may I help you? Welcome to my humble shop. I'm David Maxwell. Aha! This is the same guy we saw earlier. Stalker. Well, that settles it. First of all, not so loud. Secondly, there's nothing to suggest he stalked anybody. Thirdly, that settles what exactly? Definitely not the case. Don't shoot what I say to pieces like that. Well, you could always try to start making sense. Nah, that's a silly idea. Oh, you're a lively bunch. I'm not sure a plain man like me can keep up. Well, this might sound odd. Second thought, I shouldn't pressure him right away. But we have no idea what kind of shop this is. Ah, so curiosity got the better of you. Well, you may ask anything. It's never that busy around this time, anyway. He doesn't seem to recognize us from earlier. Well, I should take this slowly. Curious, there's another abandoned wine glass here. So this time I'm not seeing a bottle anywhere in sight. I wonder. Whoops. Wow, clumsy Linus, what are you, a maid? I was just trying to turn around. Oh, my map! I'm sorry? Well, it's fine. A plain man like me should have been more careful in leaving his glass in elbow range. I'll buy the map. Don't force yourself to buy something useless. It wasn't even finished, and with the stain. I insist, it would nag on me otherwise. Ah, I know what you mean. Very well, then you can have it. World map, huh? Learn more about the world. Now I can run some testing on the wine on this map back in the lab. Just as planned. I want to look at the world map. Okay, whatever. There's a wine stain. Doesn't actually take much away from the map. Alright, whatever, we can... I'll click on it again. Nothing curious here, okay. Anything else? No drinking while on duty, Linus. Wasn't planning to. Okay, looks like that's the main clue. What does this shop sell exactly? It's not so easy to answer. I sell many things. Curiosities. Unique food, machines. As a plain merchant, I just try to trade anything useful. See, I suppose that explains the name. Maxwell's marvelous. It's not extremely creative, I'll admit. A plain name for a plain, legitimate business. This guy seems pretty sus. He really likes emphasizing the plain part. What is he, a front for the Mafia? We do, of course, take inspiration from ancient curiosity shops. I'm also trying to mix it with the idea of a supermarket. A what? An ancient building where you're able to buy lots of things. Learn your history, will you? Unlike you, I lack the reading material. Good job actually knowing that, though. Ha ha ha. That's right. Those used to be buildings they had centuries ago, back in the Prosperous era. I'm kind of mixing it with the concept of a cafe as well. But customers have hardly ever come here for that. That's fine, though. A plain man like me can appreciate the cozy feeling. Couldn't handle this place being packed. Hey, do you sell wine? Certainly, let me see. I have this 2401 Cuter Esker. Odd name, good vintage. Thanks for the offer, but it's not quite the one I'm looking for. 2401 is vintage. I guess we're way in the future. Oh, so that's the year. I thought that was an address, but 2387, right. You have a 2387 Pilera wine. That's strangely specific. You heard somewhere that it was available here? Yes, admittedly. I see. Well, I'm terribly sorry, but that one is no longer available. Only 2 bottles of that wine exist. I don't think you'll find any of it anymore. I see. That's too bad. So, what's the most interesting thing you sell? Interesting? You can learn a lot from a plain merchant like me. Ah, wait. Look at the scientist or doctor. Maybe you'll find a use for my latest invention. Invention? Do tell. It's not quite ready yet. I'm missing some vital materials. Don't accept a fetch quest. We need to stay on the case. Well, for once I agree. I wouldn't ever ask that of you. This is a legitimate business, after all. As such, it cannot be helped. What do you mean by that? I'm working on a drill that can drill through even the hardest materials on its own. And a small helicopter, a small machine that can fly in the air for it. Helicopter? It's a term for an ancient machine that can lift off the ground via rapid rotation. It might be a little too ambitious for a plain man like me. These things are my passion. You can definitely understand. That sounds amazing. Make sure to call me if you get this helicopter thing to work. I want to see it. Oh, just call me for the drill as well, or anything, really. Look at Linus, May. He's excited like a child over these toys. They're not toys. These guys are contraptions of the future. Oh my. Could I have found another enthusiast in you? Yes, I'm actually working on a transceiver right now. Oh, like those little phones? Good luck, that kind of technology is above my level, I'm afraid. Kindred spirit. Maybe there is hope to brighten the future of this town. A future filled with technology. At any rate, as I said, I'm stuck on these. Especially the drill. There just isn't any suitable material that is strong enough to handle the strain. I think drills like that used to be commonplace items. It's hardly believable. Ah well, at least we can rely on the power of spells, right? I don't know, most of them don't seem to have much general utility. But that diversity is the beauty, isn't it? Everyone is good at something, nobody is good at everything. Everyone could just do everything with their spells. bunch of tools and services couldn't be sold anymore. Well, that wouldn't really be a bad thing. If everyone had the benefits of all spells, nothing could stop us. Hence, the limits are part of it as well. And at any rate, you could look at the human in front of you and know what he can and can't do. I suppose. I'm a bit of a romantic when it comes to the beauty of individualism and unique identity. Possibly because I'm still looking for my own, haha. True, but look at the situation. People take a good look at the differences between them and can't always accept them. There's a lot of discrimination just from spells alone. People fear the strong, people abuse and disrespect the weak. You're correct, but this is a natural downside of individualism. It would happen with one distinguishing feature or another. Snore. Are you done with the hashtag padding? We came here to do stuff, yeah? Guess we got a little off track. You need to ask him about the murder. Sounds like a terrible change of topic. I'll do it. Alright, let's ask him about the murder, I guess. Let's talk about murders. Murders, you say? That's not something that should be brought up to a plain man like me. I'm afraid there's been an incident outside of town last night. You heard anything about it? There's been something like that? I don't know a thing. Curious. Nobody suggested he does, yet he's denying it. Do you happen to know what the police are saying about it? Well, they're pretty much set on a culprit. Have them arrested already. That's relieving to hear. Point out he was obviously hiding something in this room. No points for getting it right. Can't push him on this for no good reason, though. I'll just ask something else. Ask him about his spell. That'll be rather innocuous, not a huge personal question. Quite a personal thing to ask out of nowhere, but... By the way, if you're working on these inventions, do you have some kind of useful spell for experimentation? I'm just curious. Well, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint there. Plain spell for a plain person. How to demonstrate? Right, take a look at this glass of water. Okay. Now, while I just hold it, we wait a little bit. Can make it freeze. Sweet, that comes in handy when serving cold drinks, I suppose. Sounds awfully made up, but I have no proof he's lying. Having a terrible sense of deja vu here. Oh yeah. This is the same spell as our witness, Karan Kot. And, okay, so I have to admit, I did get spoiled on this one. I think from Ice League Puzzles or whatever. Because I heard that there was a duplicate spell and people were lying. Because it says here that there have never been two humans with identical spells. And yet, here this guy is saying he has the same spell as Karan Kot. So he's probably, I don't know what, one of them must be lying. I don't know why they would, though. I mean, I don't know why they would lie and say that they have a spell that someone else has. It seems like a weird thing to do. What if I present this to him? Okay, so it just doesn't let me do that. Blah, 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 blah. Can I present two things at once? I'm just a plain man running a plain, legitimate business. You know, when you keep saying that, it sounds a little suspicious. Suspicious? Oh dear. Maybe I should reconsider my choice of words. After all, my intention was to appear humble rather than suspicious. Well, that's an honest reply, at least. It's just, the more you emphasize something, the more people will question it. I see, I've never considered it like this. That's a little counterintuitive, but we'll try something new with them. Hello, I'm an extraordinary individual running a wonderfully illegal shop. Haha. I don't think I'll be able to handle this. No worries, you kind of went in the completely wrong direction with that anyway. Seems like there's still some things this plain man has to learn. For now, I suppose I'll stick with what's familiar. That's probably for the best. Better slightly suspicious than immediately arrested. I don't get this guy. Is he actually, like, really suspicious? Or is he just, like, autistic? But it seems like I can't present this. What if I present the spellbook to him? Doesn't do anything. It looks like there's nothing left for me to examine, probably. What if I show her the world map? I mean, probably. Bam, bam. I missed something here. Alright. She keeps saying I missed something in the victim's house. Oh wait, and he also said to go to the lab and mess with the world map, examine the wine stain. I mean, this guy seems to have sold this, but he says it was really rare, so that should make it more valuable as evidence. That's wine bottle thing. We gotta figure out who he sold it to. Then they must have been at the crime scene. Or probably, anyway. Wait, I thought you said you wanted to do this at the laboratory. I wanted to test it. Okay, whatever. Fine, I guess we gotta go to... Titus Ronus' house. I don't understand, what did I miss? Must have missed something, but... what? I already looked at all this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. there's something lying on top of the couch, huh? This really is a find the little thing game. It's some kind of document? Let's have a look. VR1 incident? What's that? There it is, the obligatory mysterious past incident. The contents look familiar, actually. This is a report on the incident from 3 months ago. Boy, backstory. 3 months ago, there was a huge breach in the wall that caused a terrible tragedy. Nobody ever figured out who was responsible. Now it looks like the victim of this murder was investigating that unsolved case. Contrived coincidence, or could there be some connection? I don't like it. This is definitely something we can't just ignore. After that, our investigation came to a halt. None of our leads turned up anything new. Still, could this case be connected to that incident? Oh, are we done with... Right, okay, we found all the evidence. Cool. Let's read this report. January 23rd, 147 fatalities. Roughly 3 p.m., sudden hole in the wall was detected. Great Guardian's barrier had also been penetrated. Several slicers and one haunter entered, killing and destroying everything they encountered. Thanks to the efforts of Minus Sky, the scope of the slicer's rampage was reduced. The Great Guardian was informed and reset the barrier before the haunter was able to cause additional casualties. Inconclusive, no likely culprit has been found, however, traces of the spell used were discovered on the edges of the broken wall parts, suggesting a human culprit. Doctor. Are we going to do the experiment now? Right, there is something I need to do here. I think I'm done with investigating other places now. I need to analyze the wine I spilled on this map. Let's just put it under the microscope. Elementary combination. When combining 2 drinks with my spell, the result is normally a normal mixture. However, combining water with water essentially just creates more water. After combining this sample with a bit of wine from outside, I can confirm that the composition hasn't changed, but the amount has. In other words, this is the same brand of wine. Seems like he still had at least 1 glass of it left. Wait, what sample did you compare it against? Sample? Did you take a sample at the scene? Where's Ray? Aw, this is tiring. Can't the trial start already? You? Tired? Where all that energy did you go? Nap time. Tired this early in the day. How unlike her. Just kidding. We need to talk. What's this? There's something I've been keeping from you. I discovered several crucial pieces of evidence during our investigation. Really? I hope it's not just more trash. 1 piece is enough. Cool. This will have you convinced. Do you remember secret document 253? That was mentioned in the victim's note. Wait. I don't think so. Oh, wait. Is this... Okay, here it is. No, in investigating the outcast. Yeah, it's right one here. What about it? Oh, because she could have read it because of her spell. It should be obvious. Hashtag Grimoires OP. You looked it up. That's highly confidential information, so you better keep that fact to yourself. Haha, you will never expect what it was about. The outcast? How did he know? Did he see through our moves? No, it's on the note. Well, the victim probably put it on that note because it's related somehow. Well, I suppose I'll let you know, even though I should totally be cryptic. Wow, Ray, that puts you over like pretty much all the other assistants. Well then, Secret Document 253, truly a compromising report. The outcast, the banishment, it's all true. Almost 70 years ago, in the year 2347. So it's 24:17 right now. Or a little earlier. Curious case of a young woman caused unrest in Safe Haven. Her name hasn't been recorded, but she was a mere 15 years old at the time. Failed to not develop. An incident without precedent. So they had no choice. Hashtag ban. See, the Great Guardian chose to banish her for safety. Every human develops a spell before the age of 15. Since she didn't, she must not have been human. Well, I guess this document confirms the story we heard from the reporter. Unless this corpse is really old, that couldn't be the same person. Couldn't take this one into evidence. Casually presenting this kind of information in court can only backfire. I'll just have to keep it in mind. Speaking of Porter, he's been hiding something from us too. Can't say I'm surprised. I saw this burned document in her fireplace. Wow, and I thought you were just wandering around aimlessly. I know what I'm doing. I have experience. VR training. I'll just take this as her reading to which is useful. Anyway, the document. She did a poor job. The first two letters of the title were still visible. Oh, you. Well, no points for guessing what that stood for. Right? I guessed a couple of names. An outcast report led to something. I think you can even find destroyed documents in the Grimoire. That is one heck of a guess. Easy. Way too easy. I'm bringing you a copy, so you're not helpless. Let's see what knowledge Porter's been keeping from us. There's actually someone living outside? They have a collection of herbs? They're fairly well read because of old books. Talia said absolutely nothing about this. Should have known, she's being a pain as usual. Well, this report certainly suggests this outcast is real. So, she is still alive after all these years. Or was, going by the unidentifiable corpse we found. Except that's nonsense. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever nonsense remains must be the truth. No, this might as well be impossible. Living out there for 70 years, 1 year is already a stretch. Even if she did somehow manage to scrape by at first, her body would have eventually been no longer in any condition to keep going. Wouldn't she only need to be like 85? Which might not sound like difficult to you, but that's only because we have the right medicine available here. We wouldn't have that, and even if she did, could not undergo telomerase therapy. Oh, so they live longer because of technology. Her body would age much faster than ours. She was only 15, so I doubt they'd already done it. It's normally done at around 20 years of age. At 85, her body would look older than the Great Guardian does right now. Chances of her still being healthy enough to deal with the dangers out there are zero. The body we saw, I don't think it was that of an old woman. Can you say for sure with the face gone? I'm pretty certain. How do you explain this? I don't know yet. Well, it could be outcast kid. It could be kids. Think carefully. There's an alternate explanation, isn't there? No. Maybe. She actually wasn't human? Maybe. He was, Really? We still have to seriously consider vampires? I'll have to think this over without your crazy hypotheses. Oh, then you don't want my third piece of evidence. How many more do you have? This is the last one. Okay, then where'd you find? When we entered Maxwell's shop, an open book in the back caught my attention. He noticed me looking at it and put it away, but I caught a glimpse of the title and what page he had it open to. Servant. Well, what was it? Is it important? It was a monster guide. Monster? It's an unusual word to use. It's a guide about the ones outside the city. I guess them guide would have sounded silly. The information provided covers of 3 known specimens. Maxwell said Maxwell had it opened up to the page about slicers. Coincidence? Who knows? Ah. And the slicer arm was used to kill the person. So that's pretty darn suspicious. Monster guide added to the book. This isn't the entire book, is it? Condensed the key information for your convenience. I'm not sure how to feel about her being this helpful. Take a look, I guess. It's nap time after all. Huh, so she actually was tired. Suppose it's been a rather unusual day, but still. Guess I'll use this time to think over some facts again. I should carefully study these new documents before I move on. There's quite a lot that needs to be connected here. First glance, this entire case is both crystal clear and a mess. Let's check out this stuff about monsters. Haunters, slicers, and stingers. There used to be a time when they didn't exist. Blah, blah, blah. Basic idea. No need to eat. No mouths. You're not alive. Your behavior is predatory. They don't reproduce. It's like Titans, kind of. They emerge from corpses, they think. Hasn't been observed. Haunters, mostly found around the graveyard. Floating creatures that vaguely resemble a human shape in torn brownish rags. Very bony arms. Most dangerous, they can float through walls. Do not have ears and rely entirely on the eyes. Don't seem to be able to... Don't see any better in the dark than a normal person. Float towards more obstacles, kill with claws. Away. Great Guardian's barrier keeps them out. They glow in their eyes glow in the dark. Placers, mostly found around the steel factory. 6-legged creature, oversized scorpion. Head has no eyes or mouth. Their ability to hear is outstanding. Carved steel blades, hardest known material. Faster than the average human. Effect noise, running is not advisable. Hide and don't make much sound. Only a barricade makes the forested areas. Stingers. Head with large glass eyes, no other facial features. Thin neck going into the ground. Part of their bodies stays below ground, has never been observed. Several curved tails with pointy ends stand up vertically, being long enough to reach a little above the head. Eyes are capable of registering movement. Stingers lay in wait behind trees or other hard-to-see locations. When something moves within their line of vision, they move their tails back and forth to fling poison spikes at their prey. 20 feet away, just don't get close. Going to get to the poison. Throw something to test for them. Forget about the exact events of the murder for now. There's probably not much left to figure out there. The police has that handled. However, it's an outcast report. Someone is unmistakably drawing breath outside the protected walls. How am I to be decidedly aware of this? Well, I certainly am just that great. Let's read this later. Let's suppose it's true that someone lived out there. Then we get to the question, how did Talia Porter know that much about it? Is there anything that shows how she knew so much about this person? Ghastly condition out there. Our character is not the most orderly individual. He is capable of surprisingly enough to understand our complex language, although I naturally had to adjust my manner of speech to his extremely sub-adjacent standard. Sub-adjacent? Isn't a word? Surprisingly well read, in fact. guy, not a girl. Shotgun. He's got a shotgun. He hunts for food. He got the weapon. One of those unpleasantly sharp steel arms that turned into a handy weapon, too. Guff remained in curious wonder as to how he had succeeded to do that. He proudly showed me some improvised traps, claimed out part of how he managed it. Fathom, he must have quite some experience, that man. Thought. The basement is filled with odd goods, herbs, and vials of strange liquids. Apparently, a lot of it is stinger poison he's dangerously collected and diligently studied for years. Stingers actually treat hundreds of different poisons. He told me they all have a different distressful effect in the human body. Another gentleman is decided to be too obsessed with his little laboratory. So he has a lot of poisons. He doesn't have a spell. He's heard of her spell before. Or at least of spells. Do you want to teleport him in? I think you're fine. Lots of synergy. That tells us where the weapon probably came from. She kind of gives it away in the report itself. On the last page, she even said the outcast was looking forward to her visits. Right, she was talking to him and got to know him. Visits. Talia left town and visited that person multiple times. I would definitely explain her knowing to me. Was she doing her own research? She visited them in their only hideout, the place in the western ruins. But something's strange about that. I mean, a lot of things are strange, but what part of this is questionable? Why write a report if she was just going to burn it? Although... Ugh. Why write a report? It's not that strange. She was curious and wanted to keep the info noted down. The fact she burned it is a little odd. Could be worth keeping in mind, but... This doesn't connect. There's something else nagging me. More questionable decision. I mean, okay. I'm guessing it's this second one, but I'm gonna do this one so that we have more. The outcast supposedly hated the people from the town for banishing them, but wait, it's already unlikely this is even the same person, and we can't know for sure whether she hated people. There could be enough reasons they didn't mind the company. Something else is also there. More questionable decision. Why the Western Ruins? The West Ruins feels like an odd choice for a hideout, but why? Why is that location not the best choice? What makes it disadvantageous? Let's see. Oh yeah, though, there's a lot of haunters there, and they're really dangerous. Related to them, as everything should be out there. More specifically, this type is the issue with the Haunters, right? Haunters. Considering their ability to just ignore walls. Any sort of fortified base is pointless. Oh yeah, that's true. Plus they're super dangerous. Great Guardian's barrier is the only known thing to stop them. And considering they're mostly around the church and nearby places, having a hideout there should not really help you for long. You couldn't defend against them. In addition, this weapon would have been completely pointless in this thing. Any means of defense is absolutely ineffective. That's right. You can't fight them. So why even have a weapon? Yes, that's right. And there's another weapon that's equally pointless. The pieces combine and reveal an inconsistency. A blade, a gun, and fortress in the west? This is a contradiction. Defending against haunters with physical means is impossible. True, you might be able to hide from them, but... That's true. She must have had some means of defending herself, so why even have a weapon? Once any of them ever get into your hideout, you're screwed immediately. At least one of these items suggests they've been to a different location. Slicer arm, because there's no slicers there. This blade was made from the arm of a slicer, however, slicers are not prevalent in the western regions. They only show up around the abandoned steel factory and nearby rooms in the east. The blade would be illegal in town. You could not smuggle it through the gate. In other words, it's very likely this belonged to that outpost developer. It's pretty impressive they actually managed to attain one. Winning a slicer without any spells is no small feat. The important thing here is that they fought at least one to attain this. Now, no sane person would fight a slicer without any kind of safety. It's therefore reasonable to conclude that they probably had some kind of base or hideout in that part of the ruins as well. Well, at least a temporary one. Now, is that helpful at all? Is there any clue there? Come to think of it, didn't I just learn someone else had an interest in slicers? You might have had an interest in slicers too. Oh right, this guy had paid to open to the page about slicers. This weirdo. Yeah, Maxwell. He seemed interested because this was present in his shop, the book. A monster guide opened the page about slicers. Could this be related? He was clearly hiding something. He seemed to show a strong reaction when he mentioned the book. Granted, anyone would be perplexed, but it wasn't just that. Does he actually know something as it related to slicers? I'm so close. I know there's something here. What? I wonder who that could be. Maybe the detective figured something out. Hello? Hello? Evening, Mr. Sky. What about that voice? It's very unnatural. The person on the other end is either struggling to speak or forcing themselves to speak very slowly. Who are you? Who I am. We've met this a while ago, haven't we? I feel like I remember that. Maybe a name will help me out? Name. Now. That would make matters too simple. Sounds to me like you'd rather not share. Curious. Of course not. I am the mastermind, after all. The what? Come on, Mr. Sky. Fill in the blanks. It's not that difficult. This is exhausting. Don't make it harder to get to the point than it has to be. I figured this was related to the incident. Good. I knew you were at least that smart. Your investigation has been quite the disaster, hasn't it? I got no others to compare it to, so I wouldn't know. Come on now. I've watched your every move, Mr. Sky. I will admit, retrieving the burned report with the spell was rather clever. You were blessed with a rather gifted assistant. How the... I told you. I've been watching. You've collected quite a bit of evidence. It's a shame, though. This won't be enough for you to reach the truth. How would you know? Told you, didn't I? I am the mastermind. Murder? Now. No questions. It doesn't matter either way. Really just surrender and accept my help, you know? I am omniscient. Even if I wasn't involved, I would know. You doubt? That is fine. I knew you would. Trying to figure out what to make of this. As expected. But let me tell you a little something. Closest east ruins, examine the ground carefully. What is this guy, the Riddler? Or is it someone else trying to set someone up? Street just next to the crime scene holds a clue. Finally, a phone booth just west of the town is in company of vital evidence. What's this? I'm just trying to help you out a little. After all, you're about to be part of the feudal battle. I don't really see what's in it for you. If you're really some kind of mastermind, I shouldn't trust you. A fair point. It's fine, though. I know you will do it anyway. Because I am omniscient. Are you really? That won't do. You need a name after that. Call me V. V what? Just V. Now if you'll excuse me, that took more energy than expected. You have time to give me cryptic hints, why don't you just tell me what this is about? Hello? It's like they hung up. What's that? Why would some mastermind call me? Is this a trap? The location seemed rather specific. Made up on the spot, or is there something more to it? I mean, the first thing to suspect is they're trying to lure me outside, but what am I supposed to do with this? Ray is probably asleep in her room. I could go out again without her noticing. Doctor, what would you want me to do in this situation? No risk, no reward, The East Ruins. What, is he gonna go there by himself? What an idiot. April 23rd, 15:32 p.m. Eastern City Ruins, a random street. I just couldn't help my curiosity. Are there slicers nearby? As long as I don't make any noise, I should be fine. Anyway, what's this? This is blood. Wait, don't speak. I can't make any sound. Anyway, this blood seems a little older. There's already dirt all over it. Could that have been the rain last night? Hard to say. I'll take a note of it. It might be important. This is curious, but I can't connect to anything you know. Damn it, I need more clues. Looking around here feels like an aimless search. Even if there truly was another hideout here as I reasoned, I probably wouldn't be able to find it. There has to be something somewhere. Something is going on. I can figure this out. I just need to visit the crime scene again and look in places the police didn't get to investigate thoroughly or something. What was that all about? He just went over there to just see a bloodstain? Oh, we went back all the way to the west? April 23rd, 16:30 p.m., Western City Ruins, near the crime scene. There has to be something still here. This is the street the defendant and victim arrived on, the one on the left of the diagram. Okay, so this street. The corner up ahead, that was the one that popped up multiple times in testimonies, didn't it? Yeah, it's probably the one where the defendant waited and the witness peeked around later. What's this on the ground? Nothing. For a moment it looked like a very faint blood trail running parallel to the street, but it definitely isn't. Just some dirt. Damn. I need to keep it together. Imagining clues will help me solve this mess. Something. There has to be something here. It's just a hunch, but this corner seems vital. Nothing. I can't see a thing, but what's that smell? Rubber? It kind of smells like that. Uh-oh. Look near the ground. Where's it coming from? Fragment of a blade or something? It would have to be a very sharp one, something like a razor blade. There's a strong smell of rubber in the area around it, but I can't perceive anything that might be causing it. I'll add it. It might be another piece of the puzzle. But what does it mean? Is there another weapon related to this case? Do I need to keep looking for clues? I'm running out of time. No, I can't give up now. I need to keep investigating every suspicious nook and cranny. Was he gonna get attacked? Are those eyes? Haunters, it's them. Quick, think! They've spotted you. Elementary combination. Find me too. I need to get away. Can't let it end like I've been careless. Hey. What happened? Finally awake, Where? Where we were? Outside. You're Mr. Claret? You remember me, do you? That's good. Maybe you also remember what happened? Not sure, but it's pretty painful. Yes, that's a good way to put it, it is. If I hadn't been there, you'd have been torn apart. Huh. Right, there were haunters. You got me. But why were you there? Got a call earlier. Someone told me I'd find you out and called themselves B, they did. Here's the phone booth. Follow you if you try anything funny, they told me. Guess they predict me after all. Guess that means you saved me. Yes, drag you back here, I did. No problem. In the end, I did learn the color of your blood. I've been idiotic. I got too obsessed with getting to the bottom of the case. I don't think it's wrong, but I should have known my limits. Wait, how did you manage to get me away from those haunters? Good question, isn't it? Had one just in case I needed it. A flash grenade. Hey, you mean a bomb? It exploded. Flashed brighter than the sun, it does. I used that time to get you away while they were disoriented. Well, sounds like a pretty close call. Aren't you glad it worked? Don't do it again, though. No promises, I'll be there. Where were we, anyway? Look behind you. Still near the town wall, but still outside. I see. What's this? Just some ancient thing. I think they call it a phone booth. Yes, I've heard of those. Public telephones. Wasn't that what V told me to look for? What's that beside it? Craft with 2 wheels? I don't know. First time I've seen it. Wait, I think Ray mentioned this once. Could this be a bicycle? More ancient terms? It looks kind of interesting. Apparently this was used to traverse distances. This thing? Looks like it crashed in traffic. There are some faint traces nearby. They've driven here recently. The wheels are also quite dirty. Phone booth accompanied by vital evidence, huh? I doubt this random thing could be relevant in any way, shape, or form. Craig told me to believe in seemingly useless pieces of evidence earlier. That piece of rope is raised. I think I'll make this bike my own personal trash evidence. Supposedly it's possible to ride this contraption. By the way, why didn't you just carry me back inside? Don't be silly, you know how mechanically stubborn the gatekeepers are. Unless they can verify your spell ID, they won't open the door. Can't verify it while you're unconscious, so I had to wait. Indeed, thank you. You're right, we should head back inside and stay there. I'd rather just forget about this trip, even though I did find some additional evidence. Just one last question. Deskry was interested and found out anything useful. Just in case you want the police to help you with something. Guess there's something you can do for me. Talia Porter and Damon Maxwell. Two may be important witnesses that need to be called to. Got you, man. I'll tell them to check them out. Hey, can you tell me whose blood this stuff is? If the police on their trail, they won't be able to keep whatever they're keeping secret. Well, Talia conveyed them, but even she probably isn't that stupid. After that event, it did not feel wise to continue my investigation anymore. I headed home, effectively none the wiser. Was it my lack of experience? Had I just been tricked into thinking there was more to this? Or maybe the opposite. Maybe I failed to investigate properly. All the witnesses, even the defendant, they seemed to still be hiding things from me. On top of that, some mastermind apparently tried playing me for a fool. Though I'm confident I put in a fair amount of effort, I almost died after all. In my mind, I knew it would most likely be all for naught. After all, I'd be facing him tomorrow, a man with much more experience than myself. The very prosecutor who had made trials obsolete or a formality at best. How would I fare? I suppose I was a little nervous. At the same time, I was curious how I would fare, whether what I'd done today would pay off. What happened? Wait, am I supposed to start a new game or something? Oh, this is like a new section of the game, maybe? Here we go. I better save this page. Okay, here we go. April 24th, 9:55 a.m. Great Guardians Court, Defendant's Lobby. To think the first time I visit the palace would be for such an unusual occasion. Actually, I think I'll stop here. I guess we're going to start the trial or something. Probably have to just throw some doubt on it and then collect more evidence, because we still don't really know enough to figure out who did it. Which seems like... Sure seems pretty sus, but anyway, I'll see you next time for the, so we can start the actual trial.